I am surprised that this issue was the very first issue that this committee and this Senate and this legislature would hear in this session of the legislature. S1. I know it's a very significant issue. I know it's very emotional, and it's one that many people in our state and our country are wrestling with. But as one of the witnesses said earlier today, we're living in very challenging times to this state, to this country. People are concerned about the economy, taxes, their job, and I know that there are many members of the gay community equally concerned about all those things. There would have been a time for this issue, and we do need to take on those other challenges, obviously, in the upcoming weeks and months. I do also understand and embrace the sentiments expressed by some members from this panel that this is a monumental, overarching societal issue, and that the people of New Jersey ought to be able to weigh in from both sides and not have this debate start and stop with this group of people and thereafter the full Senate and the full General Assembly. As for me, I have voted on this issue before, and I favor traditional marriage. However, I'm struck by the comments I've heard from so many people here today, and I feel as if their thoughts and their critiques of current law come from very different universes. I've heard here today that there have been very few complaints about the Civil Union Act to the Division of Civil Rights. I understand that that's a fact. Nevertheless, I heard from people here today and from others that perhaps that is not the case. And we need to find out why. We need to find out why. I understand that there have not been very many complaints officially to our hospitals, to our Department of Health with regard to health care decisions. Nevertheless, I heard a very different story from many of the witnesses here today. So I know I can speak for many, if not all members, that we ought to have the Attorney General investigate the current law, which this legislature passed a few years ago. It should be very clear. There should be no ambiguity, and it should work on behalf of all affected people. Moreover, I'd like to call on the Commissioner of Health to look into why same-sex couples are having seeming difficulty in hospitals, in other institutions, and it ought to be, and I believe is the law of the land, that anybody can direct anybody to make health care decisions for them. And so I make those calls today. Mr. Chairman, thank you, and I vote no.